What's good? It's Chigozy. It's Saturday, February 3rd, 2018. Yesterday, February 2nd, there was front page propaganda on CNN talking about there was emails that show how the Carson family's fingerprints at HUD despite warnings. So his son was also involved. Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson, that's who he is now, on Friday said that he and his family were under attack by the media questioning our integrity and ethics, after reports shed light on the extensive involvement that his family members, especially his son, Benjamin Jr., played in official business despite strong warnings from agency lawyers. So, of course, now we have more black people. They're greedy, they're irresponsible. This is not the first time black people have been involved in this type of propaganda event. Their family being irresponsible with the funds or something. And then think about it, they'll give us then Migos, stuff like that, Drake, all these black people flaunting all their money, all the things they have, materialism. It's all negative propaganda programming. Clearly, everything I said is not true, but I was naming off the different layers of programming that designed Jews like to put inside the propaganda. So, before I elaborate too much more on how this is just another stupid tale, another black shaming ritual, let's look at the numbers. Updated at 7:58, the word Freemasonry sums to 58. Secret Society sums to 58. We'll just end it there because every single video I talk about Freemasonry. I don't talk about the Kundalini every video, but the Kundalini, belief of spiritual ascension. When your Kundalini is awakened, you sense more. The spiritual ascension rising up the 33 vertebrae to the highest one. That's why Masonry 33. That's why the master teacher number is 33. Jesus Christ, the teacher, dying at 33. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry with the 33 degrees. And again, these are Kundalini believing cultists. Freemasonry. Always updating the propaganda at the 58th minute of the hour. It does not end there. This is a 221-second video. The number for the Bavarian Illuminati. The Bavarian Illuminati is 221. We just typed in Freemasonry because you're probably, I saw 139 earlier. Yes, you did. And you also saw the 59, the reflection 95, because Freemasonry is the Bavarian Illuminati. They are all involved. They're all doing the same thing by the same code. So that is also a 3-minute, 41-second video. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry sums to 143, the reflection of 341, right here. So we see how then they coded their propaganda. For another Illuminati connection, Carson, America, sums to a number for them. Illuminati sums to 120. They are the ones who love putting on this race war propaganda, race war 120, like Carson, America. Because that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, I explained at the beginning of this video, all the negatives, there's so much more negative stereotypes and programming for black people. I mean, look where he's standing. It's a rundown neighborhood. Guys, he's not from this type of lifestyle. Or actually, no, excuse me. He could be, again, picked up extremely early age and then given this fake identity, put into his gang and everything else for a script written for him centuries ago. But regardless, he's just another actor participating in black shaming propaganda. All on a date with 42 Numerology. Friday, February 2nd, 2018. 2 plus 2 plus 20 plus 18, 42. And then what do we have? Oh, and 22 as well. And 22 Numerology, the 33rd day of the year. But look at the 42 and 22. They're calling Ben Carson a nigger. And see how he's selling more stereotypes. See how he's participating in propaganda, further shaming black people. That is what a nigger does. Your government's also calling him Negro. Negro 22. So on date with 42 and 22 Numerology, Ben Carson comes out inside the propaganda. In February too, this is another Black History Month ritual. February 42. Benjamin Solomon Carson Sr., born September 18th, 1951. Federal 51, Conspiracy 51. 137 days from his 66th birthday. For 33, gets 66. On the 33rd day of the year comes out. See, 137 days, that propaganda is making today's news. That's what I'm saying. Just think about the mocking. I mean, with 42 numerology, they make sure to say today in politics. You know, this day with nigger and negro numerology in politics, we get this nigger and negro right here. 137 days from his birthday. That's the 33rd prime. On a day with 33 numerology. 66, from his 66th birthday, about 33 to 66. So all at 33 right there. Binder Twins, remember the Binder Twins? The theatrical performance he participated in. 137, 33rd prime. And then what is it about? The HUD. That's what he's the secretary of. That's what this propaganda is revolving around. 33, the 33rd day of the year. 15 as well, that with life lesson number 15. See? HUD connects to this gematria. Always syncing up the gematria with the date numerology. Every single propaganda event. You know, if I was doing this every month or so, every now and then I can understand how this could all be coincidence. But the fact that you can do this whenever you want, as many times as you want, you get the same things. Obviously, something's going on by the Freemasons, the Zionists, Jews, the Jesuits in high places. Email Substitute 22. They have 22 numerology. Again, it's a number for race war. It's race war propaganda on the 33rd day of the year. 48 as well. Illuminati 12048, as we're saying. Carson American 120. The Illuminati is a front for the Freemasons, the Zionist Jews, the Jesuit order. Yes, they might have even a steeper history than what I'm portraying, just calling them a front and all, but you have to understand. Everyone could tell you that the Illuminati is doing this, Illuminati is doing that. Everyone knows about the Illuminati. But people never talk about the tyrants who are really doing it. The Zionist Jews, the Freemasons, the Masonic order within the Catholic Church, the Jesuits. Also, other, of course, interrelated secret societies as well. You know, the original Moors definitely involved. But anyway, speaking, I mean, if we're talking about them, Benjamin Carson definitely probably one of them as well. Tyrannizing you by the numbers. His name sums to 116, his full name, like African American. And we all know the Moorish been ruling over for millennia. You know, don't be surprised Ben Carson, a descendant of them. Updated 1111. Let's show you that. And then here's one of the biggest lies of 2018. The documents show that Carson Jr., who is not a federal employee, there is absolutely nothing true about that. Carson Jr. is a federal employee. Ben Carson's a federal employee. Tom Brady's a federal employee. Every single person who brings you this news, every single individual you see inside this propaganda, for the exception of if they really wanted a real picture just to shame some random person, some victim. Other than that, they're all government employees. All of them. Lady Gaga, a federal government employee. Whoever is running ClassPass, and they don't know what this is, government employee. This all-time #1 pick, Bust, leaving MLB at 26. He's a government employee. Natalie Wood, a government employee. Nunez, of course. 26. Mason, 26. God, 26. The God number. MMAer KOs himself 1, 2, 3 into fights. I mean, don't you just think, like, already, it's just such a specific number. 1, 2, 3. And, of course, it's a number for conspiracy. Conspiracy sums to 123. Putting that number inside their propaganda. Conspiracy 51, like propaganda. Who was born in 1951? Ben Carson. So speaking of propaganda, him being on the front page, it also came 228 days from his upcoming 67th birthday. And this is very interesting because blood sacrifice sums to 67, death sums to 228. And again, it's symbolic propaganda, a shaming. In the Sumerian cipher, which is just the English ordinal times 6. Blood sacrifice, 67 for reduction. His 67th birthday. And remember, they synced up this one, the 137 days from his 66th birthday. 33, 66, 137, the 33rd prime, race war 33, and then 120, like Carson, America. I'm trying to show you how this all is connecting. And again, you don't even need the numbers to see how this is nothing else than a bunch of race war propaganda. You don't even have to see how it's a date with 42 numerology. But of course, you should never overlook that. It's clear as day then. Gematria numerology is 110% the most important thing you need to know in understanding how the time is ruling over you. So that's pretty much it. Meghan Markle brushes off awkward moment with the minute 18, death 118, spiritual 118. Just pointing that out. I'm about to close this right now. Patriots go for 6 win as Eagles seek upset. And it'll be Tom Brady's 26 AFC. See, updated 10-27. That's the 31st prime. I was going to call it 31 earlier, but I'm sick of calling it 31. There's a 31 up right up here. Cost of tickets up 31% over last year. See, 31, 31st prime. 31 is also a prime number as well. It's the 11th prime number. 11, the master builder number. Football game with 11 on 11. Cube also sums to 31. 127, the 31st prime. 31, the 11th prime. But let's, we had a little accidental reminder. 137, the 33rd prime. Authority sums to 137. Check this out. The word authority sums to 137. And of course, who's your authority? The Freemasons. The Zionist Jews with their Star of David logo. 2 triangles, 3-3. But then you go look up Revelation 13:7. Look what it says. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. That sounds a lot like an authority. I mean, that doesn't even sound a lot like an authority. That is an authority. That's a definition of authority right there. Revelation 13:7 talking about that. Power, 77. Your authority is on the 77th meridian. Authority sums to 137, 52, 47. They are your government. See? In the White House. Where the president is. It just blows my mind how people will see this and call it all coincidence. I mean, even this with the Sumerian BM, if you're paying attention, there's a lot of overlap there too. A lot of complementary numbers. 33 at 66. There's one I really liked. Authority, 822, reflection at 228. And I have to even say, like, how these ciphers work, I'll go as far to say that, I don't know, I'm in this gang, of course. Don't quote me on this. But what if 798 really is a small significance to them, if at all? It just happens to be this because the Sumerian cipher always exists. For people to be like, well, what about this number? You're cherry picking this, and I'm not cherry picking this. I'm explaining how the whole point is to get these numbers, especially in these base ciphers. No matter what you're doing, you're always going to have then some leftover, some roughage, some throwaway, I guess. But that's just a guess because I'm on this gang. Very well that number is very important to them. Peace out.